Thank you, Shri Piyush Bhai. At AIESEC, we believe in creating a dynamic environment shaped by active and enthusiastic participation of individuals. India today is the youngest country in the world, with the highest number of youth ready to make India a superpower. Hence, today we bring forth a panel discussion to discuss the role of youth in corporate India. On the panel, we have Shri Hiten Vasant, Mr. Shyam Parekh, Mr. Siddharth Suhas, Mr. Rajiv Vastupal, and Mr. Yatindra Sharma. Mr. Shyam Parekh is the resident editor at DNA. A passionate journalist, he has agreed to be the moderator today and hence empower us with the informed choices to help us cope with the environment. Mr. Rajiv Vastupal is chairman of Rajiv Petrochemicals Private Limited and group chairman of Team Rajiv, which has diversified business interests in polymer, petrochemicals, pharmaceuticals and electricals with the present turnover of 600 crores and is expected to be a 1,000 crore turnover company by 2011. His work is indeed an inspiration for the youth. He has also agreed to be the guiding force for AIESEC Ahmedabad in the coming year as a part of our board of advisors. Mr. Yatindra Sharma is Executive Director of KHS Machinery Private Limited. He is a distinguished member of CII, TIE and has been the past president at AMA and a first-generation successful businessman. Mr. Siddharth Suhas is President, AIESEC in India. He is a Bachelor in Mass Communication and was selected to be a part of the Antarctica Explore expedition of 2009. I now request Mr. Shyam Parekh to come on the dais to initiate the panel discussion.
Welcome everyone. I wouldn't like to really give any more speeches because we've already begun and we are so do you have any plan format, how we want to go about it? Who will be, how many minutes we'll be giving to each of them? Or you want me to let it flow?
So we would like you to let it flow.
Alright. So I would ask Yatindra Bhai to begin. As we proceed, we will keep quipping in and chipping in between and take it further.
Should I come over there or?
I think you can be sitting there.
It's better this way.
Lesser the moment.
Well, thanks, Shyam. Basically, we are talking about youth. When we visualize youth, it is full of energy. They are without fear, ready to go and innovate. That is the hallmark of youth. If we talk about various aspects of societal life and the kind of achievement profile, whatever has happened, youth has played huge role in many things. If we talk about industry, the first ever millionaire was incidentally the youngest one, John Rockefeller, at the age of 27. He started Standard Oil Company in USA. If we talk about youth contribution in many areas, whether we talk about social change, political change, they are the harbinger of positive changes in society. When we talk about youth contribution in India, because I will limit myself to India, and how they can engage in corporate, how they can engage in societal changes, I think they've got a huge role to play. Talking about corporate engagement, I am of the opinion that the biggest challenge for youth in India is to take forward entrepreneurship and create huge amount of enterprises which can solve the major problem of creating employment which is meaningful, which is full of innovations, and which is definitely creating wealth for the society. Because India is going to grow at a very fast pace, it becomes equally important to add employment at a level the economy is going to grow. while we are talking about double-digit growth, unless entrepreneurship expands to the higher level of efficiency and success, I don't think it is really going to take it forward. In terms of societal changes, the youth has to play a very important role in political governance. Today, this country has got a geriatric leadership which is visionless, which is corrupt, and which is not efficient. I am making the statement with full responsibility. Point is, if you really want to change, it is up to you to change it. It is always said that the democracy, what we get, what we deserve. So we need to change the basic ways of living and lifestyles, and we have to start questioning the status quo and finding and charting a new path. So that is another challenge for youth, and I am sure, I think I am already visualizing small changes on the horizon, the kind of leadership which is entering into top leadership, whether it is political party A, B or C. I think it is really making ripples over there. The recent example was Shiv Sena diatribe about number of things about Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mumbai belongs to whom. And a simple answer was given by an individual who just roamed in the city and proved that Mumbai is for everybody. So these are the new ways whereby you can make difference. The third thing where I think that is a much bigger challenge, and that's for you to visualize what Mahatma Gandhi visualized this country as an independent country. He also talked about number of things which were implemented and put forward by him. I think youth has to play a role now to creating a larger vision for India. Unfortunately, till 1995, no politician worth his salt ever thought about dreaming about India after 1947. That is a tragedy what we have lived through more than 40 years. But after that, this country really started looking at, visualizing, dreaming. First ever presentation by anybody which was powerful enough to inspire people, young people, that was by Dr. Abdul Kalam. Similarly, industry has started dreaming. Even our education minister is just not talking about systems and political moves, but he's going beyond and talking about world-class education in this country. And all that can happen, which youth has to play a very important role. And there, I would like to say two things which are very important. Talent without discipline is useless. If you have lots of talent, also develop rigid discipline to make it sharp enough. If you want to be the leader, first of all, learn to be the best follower. Then only you can be a leader. In democracy, everybody has got a right to advise, and that's what we are doing. But now, it is high time to practice what we believe, what we preach.
That was quite a good one and very honest and candid observation about the geriatrics leading the country. But I guess we need to have one perspective very clearly. Being youthful is about state of mind. So if there are wonderful ideas, the biggest ability of youth, as it is seen and perceived everywhere, is the power to dream. Somebody who dares to dream and somebody who has the burning desire to follow that dream. So how if we have Siddharth taking about 3 minutes to take us further in that direction, specifically focusing on role of youth as leadership. Yeah, Hiten is wanting. Oh yeah, why not? Please. Yeah, please.
I didn't know that I am going to be panel member, but she told me, so I thought let me be with you for a while. I would just tell the youth that what we all need to be is hardworking. Wherever you are, however you are, whatever you are, there is no shortcut to hard work. Today, if you want to take the shortcuts, then the results might come, but might not be long lasting. I would personally say that we do dekha dekhi. Today the culture has become that you need a good car, you need I mean, every event is followed, or I would say event mein pehla everybody needs daru. I'm sorry to say this. We are sitting in Gujarat of Nanabai and Gandhiji. Is it really what you want to take it further? I'm sorry for taking this subject, but I mean, Patanga, Kinyabandwa, Diwali hoy, party hoy, anything that has happened. I mean, some of them, but I'm very happy. I have seen that also. Too much. But I'm very happy to see, like AIESEC, there are people which does organizations where people go to serve. I am associated with at least 4 to 5 trusts and NGOs where we do a lot of work with children, mentally challenged children, underprivileged children. And when I see the youngsters coming in, I really feel good. Okay, yes, there is a God which keeps balance between the two. There are people who really wants to go and serve and be with those people who are less privileged, mentally or physically, or you can say that economically. There are people who stays with them, who bees with them. There are some people who really parties. So it has to be a mix of that. There is nothing wrong in party. You should. But are you sensitized? Do you have that sensation? You have parents to look after. You have your own dreams. You dream. But whatever you are today, it is because of the creation. You are not your parents' assets. But you surely have a responsibility toward yourself, towards a family, towards a society, towards a state, towards a nation. And for that, do not take any shortcuts. We need to put in the hard work in whatever we do, whether studies, work, social service, relations. And I think that will take everybody a very long way. I think I might have deviated from what we might be discussing, but I feel that everybody should work. They should plan and work. And they should not mind putting in extra hours, extra bit to take themselves further. Thank you, Shyam. I think this is what I think I would wanted to convey. Thank you.
Thanks. Siddharth takes it further. What we can do is once one round of inputs is done, we can invite some questions and quips from you.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. Mr. Sharma actually spoke of most of the points I was trying to jot down initially. But I've thought of a few more. Coming from the context of actually where you left off, about the fact that India today is supposed to be an extremely young country, supposed to be the youngest democracy in the world. Statistically, that means, well, from facts, we have an average mean age of 24.4 years of 1.1 billion people, which means most of the people in the country are extremely young. What I also see from where he left off is, he spoke that it must have been quite frustrating, honestly, when I try to put myself in what he was speaking about, that for 40 years, the leaders of our country were dreaming about what India should be in the future. To me, since I came to any sense of consciousness, all I've been dreaming about is what can India do and what can we do as young people, what can I do in my city, and whether it's from a competitive angle or from an aspirational angle, I think that's been a very rich flavor this generation, so I think we're very thankful to the previous generation for passing this on to us. Bearing that in mind, I see most definitely that there's a clear shift and formation of a new world order that's inevitable in the coming years. You have all the Western power that's shifting here. Now, economically, that seems to be happening quite evidently, but one very interesting thing that I want to touch upon that Mr. Shashi Tharoor actually gave a speech on at his TED conference in India in Bangalore was something called soft power, which is today everything that the generation that I represent right now does is heavily influenced not necessarily by the entire Western world, by this one country called the United States of America. And the soft power is basically in terms of culture, in terms of what do we like to do, in terms of lifestyle, pretty much everything. That is, I think, the key point as youth that we need to be very conscious of as becoming ambassadors of what India is and building Indian soft power on a global scenario, for which an opportunity like AIESEC and the platform is, I think, a great opportunity. But what I'm trying to say is, yes, we're learning a lot, and we're following a lot of things that people have taught us, and that we've seen these sort of so to be cool countries to be doing. There's a lot that we have to offer. There's a lot that our history and culture and heritage also has to offer. And I think using a whole lot of medium, including things like Bollywood as well, we need to set the stage that India is here to stay. Only for about 300 or 400 countries, 300 or 400 years, India was not the most powerful country in the world. Apparently, up to the 15th century, we had 25% of the world's GDP. So there's no, it's a small fraction of human history. I see no challenge in bringing this back for us. So I think soft power is one very important thing. The second thing that was also touched upon by some of the panelists here, something very close to me, I'm very passionate about, is youth entering politics and youth entering a whole bunch of new areas as career options. We no longer need to be a country where I finish my 12th class and then I decide whether I'm going to become a doctor or an engineer. Like, there are more options available, and I think politics is an extremely important part. Again, let's just go back to the numbers.